Update: my best guy friend just told me he is in love with me 2 days before my wedding. Original post: as the title says, I've been with my fiancé for 3 years, engaged for a little over a year. My best friend and I have known each other since freshman year of college. We are all in our early 30s now. This morning I woke up to a long text from my guy best friend that he had sent around 6 a.m. Basically it was him pouring his heart out. He said he's been in love with me for years but always hoped I'd end up breaking up with my fiancé, and finally, noticing him, he asked me to call off the wedding and run away with him. It said I needed to tell you before it was too late. I just feel gross and sad. I have no feelings for him beyond platonic love. I've drafted a response and deleted it over and over. I haven't even told my fiancé I don't want him to have to worry about me so soon to our wedding. I know I need to, but I don't know what to do or how to phrase it. What's worse is that he's become my fiancé's friend, too. I'm also pretty pissed that my friend chose such an unfortunate time to cause me such distress. There were so many times over the years he could have just bugged up and told me how he felt, but waiting until right before I'm married, like I would just cancel my wedding and leave my fiancé because of a goddamn text. I want to tell him to not come to the wedding. I can't trust that he wouldn't try to pull something. I don't even know if I want to talk to him again, but the thought of losing my best friend is heartbreaking. Hell, the thought of not having him at my wedding is really painful. He's put me in an uncomfortable, impossible situation. I wish it wasn't on me to deal with his feelings for him. I wish he had either stopped being friends with me when he realized us ending up together would never happen. Her head told me a while ago. I don't want to kick him while he's down, but I need to make it clear that I have no feelings. The wedding is still on and I don't want him to attend. We have been friends for over a decade. I've been crying over this all day. I feel almost disgusted knowing that this whole time he had ulterior motives. How do I even go about dealing with us? I'm supposed to get married in under 48 hours. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Guy has seen way too many rom-coms. Yep, would it be surprised if he had been hoping for some Pam and Jim scenario? Show your fiancé the text and let him feel his own feelings too. Just send "you are my friend" at nothing more. I need to process my thoughts, so don't come to the wedding and don't contact me. I will contact you when I'm ready. Then mute him if you can. If it tries to message again, block him. It really sucks, but you just need to put this to one side and enjoy your wedding. This is a good idea. I wasn't planning on having my phone that day anyways. Also have someone you're close to, semi-aware of the situation and that you don't want them there. You don't have to give all the details, but just something as simple as I'm no longer comfortable having him here, and if he shows up I need your help to kick him out so I don't have to worry about it. Tell your fiancé immediately. At a minimum he can help you craft the replies to this idiot. Let's start the conversation by saying we may have to tell idiot that he can't come to the wedding. Even worse, we may have to cut him out of our lives entirely, then show him the text. As for the idiot, perhaps something along these lines: you've put me in a difficult position because I absolutely do not share the feelings you have. You've been a close friend, but I've never seen you as anything more than a platonic friend. I've shown your text to fiancé and we both agree that it would be best for you to not attend a wedding. I will not be canceling the wedding, and I will not be running away with you. Please do not contact me in any way until after we return from our honeymoon. Music. Edit: I'll be showing the text to my fiancé after he gets home from his brother's. I won't send anything until he's here with me. And now for the update. Hi everyone, my husband. I love being able to say that now, and I got back from our honeymoon yesterday. I turned on my phone and opened a Reddit app and it was still signed into this account, so I had an oh yeah moment and figured I'd post an update. So a lot of people here really helped validate the icky massive feelings I was having. Thank you for that. Posting here really helped put my thoughts into words. So that night my fiancé got home from his brother hers, I let him sit down and then I showed him the text. He read it, and I watched his eyes get bigger at expression, angrier. Of course I started apologizing like an idiot, and he told me I didn't owe him an apology for anything. We talked and he told me the guy had a crush but kept it respectful. And really he had. We were close, but beyond a side hug during greetings and goodbyes there was no physicality. I even let him read out past messages, just to see that there was no emotional affair or me leading him on. I never even vented about my fiancé when we would have arguments because I knew Better than to do that and talk to my mom. LOL. So my fiancé asked me what I wanted to do, and I said that while it did sadden me, I didn't want him at our wedding. I was afraid that he would try some nonsense. We typed up a very brief message. It said, "Friend, I'm sorry that you mistook my friendship for something more. The wedding is going to happen and it'd be best if you didn't attend, to be clear." I let my fiancé read this message and he stands by my decision to invite you. We wanted to make it clear that it was me who wanted him to not come, not just my fiancé. Knowing him, it probably claimed that fiancé forced me to uninvite him. He read the message and left it on read. For a while I honestly started getting pretty anxious over it, and fiancé asked if I wanted to block him. Part of me wanted to and part of me wanted to hear him out, and when he finally responded, the text was so long that had to click on it to read it. It was horrible. He called me a liar for leading him on for over a decade, that he hoped my fiancé left me and that we were infertile. It was just horrible thing after horrible thing, and I started crying. Fiancé took my phone into the other room. While I sobbed, I think I called him, but I'm not sure. What I do know is after about an hour he came back and handed me my phone back and told me that friend is now blocked and everything, would not be attending. The best man and maid of honor knew of the situation and would handle it for me. It was like a weight lifted off my shoulders, honestly. After reading that message, I really wasn't so sad that friend would be attending anymore. And our wedding freaking rocked. We had a time of our lives surrounded by people who loved us, and we love them. It still feels like a dream, to be honest. And a friend tried to show up. I never heard anything of it. I guess that's the update. It's not nearly as dramatic and crazy is what people hoped for, I feel like, but I'm happy. You're engaged to someone else, but he thought you were leading him on. Probably a good thing, showed his true colors. Makes losing from your life an easy decision with no guilt. Nice guy's gonna nice guy, even if it means pretending they think getting engaged to someone else is somehow leading. Carrying a secret love for 10 years, and then just flinging it away, flipping couple days before the wedding instead of manning up, then going into full Texas cheerleader mode, and probably regretted it 20 minutes later. Not karma at work for all three of them. I'll add one thing: Poppy's husband is a silent hero. Calm, reasonable, caring, but swift with righteous anger. Love to responds. Yikes. Your new husband sounds lovely and caring, and your ex-friend sounds, extremely unpleasant in his fantasy world. I guess you were just dating your husband to tantalize him, huh? What a guy. I'm so happy to hear that you're surrounded by people who love you. This guy living your life is so not a loss, it's a game. After 20 years and 5 children, she is really playing hard to get. What a flirt. Everyone is saying Opie got a good husband, but I would say Opie also makes for a wonderful partner. She was completely honest with her husband and didn't hide anything in the name of privacy, and she came up with the idea of banning him from the wedding. A lot of people would still have invited him, but Opie sound like she has impeccable boundaries. Congrats on the wedding, and it seems you guys are really well matched. This made me smile, thank you. Last story is titled Update MIA Hall for telling my friend's girlfriend that I am not her friend. Original post. I know it hasn't been long since I have posted on the sub, but I have another dilemma, and this one has been eating at me. My 19 female friend Jake 20 male have been friends since my freshman year of college when the fall semester started. He told me that he got a girlfriend. I was excited for him, but asked who the lucky girl was. He told me her name was Catherine and showed me a picture of her. I instantly recognized her as my middle school bully. A couple of things she did to me was made fun of my physical features such as my hair and skin tone and black. Told me several times and in front of others that I'm too ugly for anyone to like. Spread around a rumor that I was pregnant, resulting in me losing several friends. Afterward, Jake would sometimes bring Catherine when we were playing games in the basement of the library. She seemed like she has changed for the better since middle school, but I just couldn't bring myself to be around her. We would have small talk here and there, but I just avoided her because I didn't want to interact with her too much. I told Jake that Catherine seemed nice, but I wasn't vibing with her. He was a little sad since he wanted us to be friends, but he understood. Here is where might be home. I'm on winter break, so I decided to go to the mall. I bumped into Catherine and Jake there. They were with the 2 other people. Jake saw me and waved for me to come over. He introduced them as his siblings and told me that they were with Catherine to hang out before I could introduce myself. Catherine told them my name and stated that I was the French she was talking about. I immediately said no, we're not friends. Jake's siblings look at me with a surprised look. She often said that I couldn't possibly still be holding what she did in middle school over her head, that she has changed since that time and she was just a kid. I told her that is exactly the reason why I can't be friends with her. She sneered at me, called me a resentful B-word and walked away. Jake apologized to me for the scene Catherine just made. Andy and his siblings went after her. I told my friend what happened and she told me I shouldn't have snapped like that and just pretended to be her friend because I made a whole group feel embarrassed. After she said that I felt like an a-hole because I had already forgiven Catherine for my peace of mind. I just couldn't bring myself to ever be friends with her. She did a lot to hurt me. Marie Ho. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Not stay home. She hasn't changed. Sometimes discomfort is good. Now they Jake and his siblings know who she really is. This not they Hall. You are right to be guarded around her, but you know what they say, keep your friends close and enemies close. Her not stay home. If she had changed, she would feel genuine remorse that already apologized or at least done so then. Instead she resumed her old behavior. Not day Hall at all. Catherine never apologized for what she did, and to be honest her bullying sounds a lot more like racism than just regular middle school mean girl BS, so the fact she's trying to brush it off is just gross. You're completely in the right for saying you're not friends, and your friend who said you should have just kept the peace should have kept their mouth shut. Make it clear to those around you that what Catherine did wasn't just ignoring you in the halls or not inviting you to her birthday party. Your friends need to know the scope of what she did and how she hurt you. Not stay home. She often said that I couldn't possibly still be holding what she did in middle school over her head, that she has changed since that time and she was just a kid. It sounds like she never attempted to make amends for the racist bullying that she did to you when you were in school together. There is no reason for you to want to be friends with her after what she has done. If she wanted to be friends with you, the least she could have done was apologize for past behavior and acknowledge that what she did was wrong. The just a kid argument doesn't hold any water. Middle schoolers are old enough to know to right from wrong. She's near that me, called me a resentful B-word and walked away. She clearly hasn't changed. Not stay home. You have every right to be upset with her for treating you like garbage. Sounds like she's still a resentful snot, too, who hasn't grown up much. And now for the update. Hey guys, it's been a while, so I wanted to give you all an update. Thank you guys for all of your nice words. You guys made me realize that Catherine hasn't changed, but I shouldn't feel bad for setting the record straight. A lot of you told me that I should talk to Jake about what she pulled, and I did. A week after I posted on Reddit, I decided to call him and ask him if we could meet up and talk about the mall incident. He said of course, and we meet up later that day. It was honestly a bit nerve-wracking because I just don't like talking about it, but ultimately Jake does deserve the truth about the person he is dating. When we met up, I told him about all that happened in the past and the trauma Catherine put me through. I apologized for not sharing this information about her sooner because I valued our friendship and I didn't want to get in the way because I thought she had changed for the better. Jake thanked me for my apology and told me that he appreciates that I was trying to look out for him. He then apologized for putting me in that kind of situation and told me I didn't have to worry about Catherine anymore. I asked what amount, and Jake told me that shortly after they got back from the mall they got into a huge argument. Apparently Jake tried to inquire more about what happened between us in middle school and she refused to say anything. I'm guessing that she didn't want to make herself look bad. Jake said that he had this gut feeling that she must have done something to hurt me in the past, so he decided to ultimately break up with her. She broke into tears and asked why, but he told her that he couldn't be with someone who lies about things like friendship. He also finds her reaction to my honesty to be disrespectful, and if she was going to act like that if someone exposes her lies, he wasn't going to be the one to put up with that. Jake took her home and he told me she was going from being passive-aggressive at whiny to ugly sobbing. It was a mess. As soon as Jake got home he blocked her and hasn't heard or seen her since, which is good. After we finished talking about Catherine, we decided to get some ice cream and talk about games instead. As for her, I haven't seen Catherine on campus since. Have no idea what happened to her, but kinda hope it stays like that. I truly hope she does become better. It just Won't be at my expense. Again, thank you guys so much for the insightful comments on my original post. It means a lot. At least you told him so there were no misunderstandings. She never changed it. Just got easier for her to hide her true personality. Hope you and Jake stay friends for a long time. Jake is a real homie, I agree. Hope you both get to find someone else. Stick by your side too. That's a great friend you have on your hands. A lot of people would throw their friends away for their partner no matter what they did. I'm glad he stood up for you. It wins too because he got rid of someone who tries to bury their past through lies instead of atoning for it. That's a huge reality. Hoping she becomes a better person, just not at your expense. She may have improved, but it sounds like she's got a lot of work to do and mistakes to make. There's no reason you should be the recipient for poor character on the road to learning just how poorly constructed it is. The only thing should improve that was hiding her ugly personality behind a mask. Both her reaction to the op and her reaction to getting dumped allowed that mask to slip and reveal that the nasty, entitled little individual underneath is still there, alive and kicking.